welcome to Roll Fair, a D&D podcast. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. As always, we'll introduce ourselves. I am Devin, the Dungeon Master.
I'm Ryan. I'm playing Altan or Rico, the Tiefling Warlock.
I'm Brad, playing Sim, the Changeling Wizard.
I'm Kayla, playing Kiejee, the Tabaxi Pirate.
I'm Austin, playing Chevru the Turtle.
I'm Ben, playing Raina, the Human Ranger.
I'm Sarah, I'm playing Asar, the Fire Genasi Sorcerer.
Hi, I'm Marshall. I'm guest starring as Gardovan Anuis.
Excellent. So, we have... Last time, we discovered a little bit more about Sim's, or Arden's, backstory, and kind of how he came to be, and, you know, there's seems to be a split of hatred and, you know, acceptance among the party. We're picking up with Rainer and Kiejee at the bar of the Chiseled Block.
So Kiejee is, like, just fingering her sword and, like, just touching the handle and nursing the brandy.
Quite the morning, huh?
Yeah, so... Apparently nobody's who they say they are. Are you who you say you are?
I'm always who I say I am.
At least there's that. I don't think Sheru could come up with a different Sheru, so... At least there's that.
I mean, I've honestly known about Asar for probably a month and a half now, so that wasn't much of a surprise. But I obviously wasn't the one it wasn't my responsibility to tell anyone. And she, you know, obviously would have wanted me to keep it secret, wouldn't wanted me to run my mouth. Although I will say, that gown came out of left field. That's an image that's going to be burned to my mind for all eternity, I hope.
Truly stunning.
Do you know how many orphans that gown could feed?
That's honestly just the thing. I don't know. I know she's royalty now. I don't know how that changes. Like, she's exactly the kind of people that we would try to save people from, right?
On one hand, I understand where you're coming from. On the other hand, there's just because... Oh gosh, it's like going into a bad barrel of apples and somehow finding that nice, perfect ripe apple. It is rare and it's not common, especially among the elite, but I do honestly believe there are a minority that do have, you know, the good of those around them in at heart. It's hard to fight uphill, even if you've got the money.
I truly want you to be right, but after everything, apparently, her father is worse than the abyss itself. I don't know how much I can believe that.
Just think of this. She flashed a bunch of paladin guards to help you save your friends.
Fair point. Fair point.
Spring break. Spring break out.
Spring break. Yes.
Good thing Gardovan does not know of that incident.
And then
They will never learn.
This situation with Arden, that's not something that I would have seen coming. gotta be honest. I learned I learned a lot as a kid, but I have never heard of a changeling. I have no idea what it is. Well, I mean, I guess I do now. But I can tell that probably who he is and what he has done seems to have been the biggest hit for you this morning.
Yeah, you could say that. I don't know. I want to believe him. He's been with us. He stood up for me. But what he did killed my people. I don't think I can forgive him for that.
Then don't. You don't need to forgive him right now. You don't need to forgive him forever, ever. If it never comes to a point where you find that forgiveness, then. But what I will say is that don't make it worse by just breeding that hatred, by killing someone who, from what all I can see, has been living recently trying to become a better person. I don't know the feelings that he has of remorse in his heart. I don't know any of that, but I do know from just our short time together, he is someone trying to better themselves. He kept his past secret from us, potentially because it may be something he wants to forget as well. But like I said, don't bother with forgiveness. You can be angry with him. You can judge him the entire time we're together. If he slips up, do what you need to do. But if he's honestly, determined to take that fight back to the UNT, to essentially pay for the actions he has done by bringing about their ruin, we may potentially have one of the best possible allies on our side for such a task. He was with them for most of his youth. He knows probably much of their ins and outs. I'm sure, even though it was only a decade back, he probably still has routes. He probably has connections. He probably has some way of really bringing about the directing the hatred that you have towards them. I honestly am probably going to keep my guard up around him for quite a bit now. I don't know if I'll ever drop it, because it is possible that this is all just another plot. It's possible that this is just another wholehearted thing to try and find more magic users. As we know, the UNT, especially like them, they're quite potent for the evils that they do. So we keep our guard up. Yeah. We don't forgive him until he's proven that he's worthy of it. But in the meantime, don't dwell on the hatred, because that won't do any of us any good.
Oh, I guess.
You hide in a bottle. It's worked for me.
Well,
push it down.
I guess if there's one thing we have in common, it's both of us know how to pick a hell of a conscience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll cover the drinks.
So as you guys finish your conversation, does anything else happen up in the room?
Yes. Mr. Sim.
You can just call me Arden. That's probably easier.
That's probably better too if he's still being chased.
Mr. Arden, earlier you expressed a desire to build some sort of library or university for magic
yes.
users. Is that still a goal for you?
Yeah, yes. Building a library would... one thing I learned from Iris was the restriction on learning was a lot basically with religious sects rather
Ridiculous. How the rules and regulations are.
So I would like to open it up to more people, because if somebody like me, who is nobody, who's less than nobody, I'm more the opposite, then can learn magic and do something good with it. How many others? I mean, of course, there's going to be bad people, but how much could this world be helped with having it out there? And if the Yuan-Ti are so adamant about destroying it and controlling it, I just feel like the best thing to do is to let it free, if that's what they're trying to do and they're so evil.
If I promised you all of the resources necessary to open your school, would you pledge to help me?
Of course. I even without that promise, I pledge to help you, because I mean, I feel like you're my friend. I know I've lied and it's not easy to, but you're my friend. I would do anything for you.
Great. I turn to Gardovian. I would like to appoint Sir Arden as a special counsel of anti-UNT activity for the Chandelier City.
I'm so honored. This is
History in the making.
This is,
Sure is fiercely taking notes.
I feel like you could give all people an edge in making sure that infiltrators do not get into the city, and we can root them out. Find the base of find their cities and their bases, and drive them from all lands.
Oh, I know they're there. Because of how powerful your kingdom is. They're definitely there.
And that makes
And-
me highly uncomfortable.
The ability to root them out, yes, I can help. And I will help. Of course.
All right. We should consult with my brother. Do you have the ability to do so?
So what did you say? What was the title? Because that's so cool.
Special Council of Anti-UNT activity or something like
Yeah,
that?
there you go.
I think something like that.
Something
I can't
like
remember if it was exactly what it was.
You're in a spy network now.
We've been drafted, there's all sorts of stuff.
Well, Asar, I'm not expecting any fancy title, but I wanted to say you've saved my life in the past, and I'm in your debt, and I want to help you fight your father.
Thank you. I'll take all the help that I get. It does not please me to talk about this subject. I love my father, and I do wish to find some sort of solution that doesn't result in his death. I don't see it realistically happening, but it is my goal. So,
Do as you wish.
the first step is to gather information. I need to know more about demons, devils, fiends.
Isn't the ranger pretty good at that stuff?
Asar just kind of looks at the empty spot where he used to be. Like, yes, but his priorities seem to be with other people.
Well, I mean, Kiejee seemed pretty
No good
upset,
intention gets unpunished.
Kiejee seemed pretty upset, and it's probably good that someone went down to talk to her.
I am very
And
terrified.
I was pretty upset as well, so we're all even here.
I have an idea about that. If you would all accompany me downstairs,
What's your idea?
you'll see.
All right.
Want to do an idea in a public space.
Are you willing to meet me at the bar? Oh, it's nothing too dangerous.
Sure.
All right.
Do you stay in your outfit?
Yes.
Oh.
So I could assume we're
So
getting
when we
married.
get down there,
What type of fabric is that? It looks very, very nice.
It's silk, chiffon.
Wow, that's... You could feed orphans with that. The price of it.
You hear as we walk into the room.
Before we go, I need to have a small moment with Shrew. Alright, I'm
Alright.
just going to take you aside to a corner for a bit. My name that you must call me while we are out and about is Bubu Kajinga.
Ooh, boo.
From what I can gather,
Chinga.
you struggle to keep your mouth shut.
No, never. I am the best at keeping my mouth shut.
No,
So
he's
remember-
not.
Only refer to me as Bubu Kajinga, or you will learn what it's like to be a slug in a salt field.
Ooh.
And if you don't know what
That sounds
that is,
very
I will show you.
interesting. I would like to experience that at some point.
Yes.
I think you
Later
did
tonight.
in a river with some crocodiles.
Just wasn't enough for him. He wants it again.
And if you're tired for the evening again, I will find a slug and I will show you.
Slugs are... I understand that people eat slugs, but oh my goodness, how do you eat those slimy, gross things? I mean, I've eaten weird things in my life, but slugs, that's something I do not eat. Ugh.
It was his least favorite dinner that his mother would make.
Now, call me. What do you call me? What's my name?
A boo-boo.
Close enough. Say it again.
What is your real name? I forgot your real name.
It's Bubu Kajinga.
I'll just call you random names. Don't worry about it. I can't remember your real name.
Okay, so you guys head downstairs.
We said it twice, not the rule of three.
What is your master plan, Seth?
I turn to Arden, go along with me on this,
Okay.
and I cast Hold Person on him. Do you resist it?
No.
And I turn to Kiejee and the rest of the group, and I say, you have 1 minute to do whatever you want to him.
Wow. I didn't know this was the plan,
You
but
can't talk,
can't
you're
talk.
paralyzed.
oh shoot! You're right. So
As long as I'm concentrating, you're paralyzed for a minute.
I stand up, turn around. I get 2 inches from your face. Thanks for the opportunity, Altan, but there's nothing I could do that would make this better. Just know I don't plan to defend you. I won't attack you. I won't hurt you. That doesn't mean that I need to forgive you. And I walk off.
And so it begins.
Asa
does
just
anybody else do anything?
Asa just watches Kiejee, and like this acute sense of rage just flashes across her features before she like seems to gather herself, and just that, you know, neutral like placidity or placid expression returns to her face.
Is there a reason she is angry at him right now? I mean, everyone hates the UNT.
I try to remember how much we know of her backstory. Because I know a lot of it, because I live with her, but...
She lost her crew, like...
I don't think we know as a party in that much.
so.
What, didn't you say that on the boat though?
Well, you and I were talking at one point about what happened before the ship.
I think Asara would know the most out of all of us.
So,
Well, I knew you could trust me. And I dropped the Hold Person.
That was intense. Well, not intense, but you know.
That went better than I expected.
What are you going, Amasi?
It's a start.
What are we doing today? What's the plan?
so if you recall, you have a lunch date.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Lunch. It's only breakfast. I need to find chicken.
And then you guys also know that you have to get ready for this ball coming up.
Asar? So... I can't believe I'm saying this. I have my disguise self person for thing. I have my disguisey thing. But I don't know how long it lasts, and I'm a little terrified that if I go to the ball as one person and suddenly become another, that would cause a commotion. So I'm gonna need you to dress me up again.
You want another gown?
No, same gown, just the facey stuff that you do, the hair stuff, all the pretty stuff. I don't know.
Oh, Kiejee, I will present to you a world of beautiful, feminine beauty. I think you'll like it. It will be good for you to see a different side of femininity.
I approach, and just for you, I do have a perfume of various desert roses. They'll make you smell most divine. It's a whole vial. So if I may, just enhance your beautiful scent, just so you can get used to the smell.
Will it interfere with my smell? I don't want to. I rely on smell a little bit.
Your nose will get used to it. It's most pleasant.
All right, just one, just one. However you do it.
All right, I will use some of the perfume vial and post it on your neck area where most people would smell, and it should enhance you now smell of a beautiful desert rose.
Well, it's not unpleasant anyway.
And this vial is for you to keep.
Oh, that's kind of you. Thank you.
You should smell as beautiful as you look. Took a lot of restraint not to hit him over that, whatever the sin you can't forgive him for, but that was a lot of restraint, and I respect you for that.
Thank you.
That's what it said, and mercy's knowing when not to hurt someone when you can, when it is deserved, especially, is where true strength of mercy comes from.
So as you guys are preparing for your day, a patron walks in, Tuchawi female, and she looks around the room, sees that you guys are alone besides the barkeep, and looks at Asar's gown and at just kind of the weird circumstances of what's going on here, and she drops her image, and you see Moldiath there, and she says, "Oh, we're screwed, aren't we? I have some news. Can we discuss it in private?"
More discussions. I wanted to get out. Okay.
As you wish, my lady.
And so you guys head up to the room, and she says, "So we have some information about the ball. As you know, it'll be in a week. There are some important things for you to understand about the Netst family. They have in their employ what some people call torches. Technical name, we call them overseers, but they have the ability to detect magic and illusions and to see those who do not want to be seen. We have here," and she pulls out essentially two armbands. They look very simple. A gold armband, nothing, no jewelry or anything attached to it. These have been enchanted to hide magic on someone's person. These keepers can detect items or spells. But with this, if you wear it, it will prevent you from being seen or detected by them.
Do I count as a head case? I don't know if I count.
Can you cast spells?
Shadow, can I cast spells?
It appears so.
I think I can.
Is that what you define as a head case?
Yes?
Then you are a head case.
Oh, damn it.
She's one of us now.
One of us. One of us. Unfortunately, we only have 2.
Oh boy.
So,
May I see them?
she hands them to you.
I just walk over to Gardovian, and we're inspecting the quality of it, because that's what my city's known for, enchantments. What do you think?
Nice.
Of this?
I've been trying to enchant goggles this whole time. And
Perfect.
So these armbands will keep 2 of you hidden. I imagine that much of the information will be found at the ball. But there are things you can do to prepare, and there are people in the city that you can try and investigate further. Most of the guilds, if not all of them, will have people in attendance at the ball, and these are places of political maneuvering and where alliances can be made. And so if you can prepare and figure out who has sway over who for this upcoming vote, that would be helpful. I can tell you about the different guilds and some of the people you can try and track and get information on. There are one of the main diplomats of the Jewelers Guild is Gildren Move. One of the main diplomats of the Smiths Guild is Carmel Hongar. Oops. One of the diplomats of the Potters Guild is Feloon Shedi. The Weavers Guild has Bazan Falrid.
What was the name?
Bazan Falrid.
I'm sorry, what guild is he from?
Weavers.
The Weavers Guild. I think I lost a page, hang on. The Livery Guild has Flinbool Trinzira. I am missing one. Let me pull it up. Alright. I apologize.
Who should take the bands then?
I think specifically our tiefling here might be one that would benefit from the lack of detection.
Anyone who's planning on putting a spell to disguise themselves should be wearing one.
Do I have to go to the ball?
I think we all should.
I'm so excited. I have never been to a ball. It sounds so fun.
It's not what you think.
Okay.
Oh,
I've
what
got
do I
the
think?
other two that I was missing. The Slavers Guild has Jezitok Jimo. And the Money Changers Guild has Zashan Narkrin. That should get you started with
So
your investigation.
we just need to kill all of these people.
No. You need to know
Kill all.
where the loyalties
It's a checklist.
lie, and these people have influence within their guilds.
I'm sorry, Jezatok's last name is what?
Jimo.
Jimo?
Yeah, Jimmo.
Well, that's not how I spelled it.
Sorry, what was the
And
last
Jazar, the last one. What's
Zashan Narkrin?
Zashan Narkrin.
Well, yeah, but what's he over?
Money Changers.
Is there a way you want the vote to go?
Ideally, in our favor,
And what favor is that?
we don't know.
I'm sorry. What's your goal?
We don't know.
Wow.
I'm a little lost. So you don't have a platform? There's no political goal or anything that we could even like compromise with?
My father is one of the leaders of the Thaumaturge Guild. We essentially are in charge of relics and religious artifacts, and we work closely, at least we did in the past, with the College of Kaiboam to protect and secure the use of magic in the city, as well as ancient artifacts and religious relics. And the Merchants Guild, which is essentially dominated by Zujiri Distribution and the Netstick family, owns much of the city. They have a lot of the voting power, and anyone who wishes to make money needs to be friendly with them. At least that's how it's gone as the decades have passed. And recently, our political strength has waned as the result of some attempted burglaries and the resulting events of those. So we don't know what is being planned at this vote, but there is a lot of tension in the city, and we need to know what could possibly happen. Whether that is we're going to lose the vote and we need to prepare against it, or we're going to have a chance at beating the vote and we can make some political moves.
What is this vote on? Whether you maintain the rights to these relics? Is that what this vote is?
That is what is the mystery, is we don't know exactly what the Netstick family is going to present for the vote.
So you want to know what they're presenting for the vote?
We want to know what they're trying to do, and this ball is a great opportunity to learn their intent. But, as my father told you, we don't have the capability of sending our own these days because of these attempted burglaries. And we need to be very vigilant about any others.
Well, I might be thinking too far ahead, but depending on what we learn, it might be that we need to kill a few of these diplomats to
Make
turn
them
them
martyrs
against
in
each
that
other.
case, and that only strengthens their vote.
Or we turn them against each other. We make it look like there's some infighting there.
Let's put it this way. When your that friend of yours was killed. What's his name?
Never said they were my friend.
Can't find his
Kefeta?
name. Kefeta, yes. Thank you. When Kefeta died,
I'm more of a client than a friend.
doesn't matter. When he died, that blame was pushed onto us, which is why we have so much tension in the city. We threw him out of our sanctum, which is where our relationships really soured with the College of Kaiboam. But after he was killed, we made it much worse. So thank you for that.
Hey, he might have been in the right, who's to say?
She glares at you.
How much is your bounty again?
Can we trust
Not
you?
enough. I think as long as our interests are in alignment.
You will be handsomely rewarded.
I say, if I even think you're thinking about betraying us, I'll be collecting that bounty myself.
Don't start fights. Boo-boo. Anyway,
What sort of bargaining chips does your family have?
none.
You're not making it easy for us, are
all
you?
all
I
those
mean,
artifacts you're protecting, nothing?
To be fair, we're just there for information. What they do with that information after we've gained it is...
Well, information is a form of currency. If you want it, you need to give something in return. Either favors
See,
or...
that's the problem with this world. Everyone wants to hide that information. Free information, you get free stories, you learn all sorts of things.
There's a reason why your version of the truth does not work. Anyway,
And to be fair, you keep your own secrets as well.
It's true.
So our
Still-
library will be great.
Yes. Very good library.
you see the gears in Asar's head trying to turn. How do I get something out of nothing? I have to fabricate things.
You don't have blackmail? Anything?
Our
Leverage?
family is not in a very strong position to...
That's not
The
a-
blackmail essentially is on us at the moment.
Ah.
Our reputation is damaged and tarnished, and we don't really have the power to fix it at the moment because we have a more important role than just our reputation at the moment.
How important is reputation in the city?
Well, the more power and influence you have, the more capability you have to get votes swung in your favor for whatever is presented, be that political,
No,
economical.
I guess the question is being in a good light, being in a moral light, a just light, is this the goal that everyone is trying to present, or is it all right to be a little dirty?
Dirty is fine in this city, unfortunately.
So even if we got blackmail on them, it's no, never mind.
Depends on what kind of blackmail you get.
Oh, we
Yeah,
could
it's-
get quite
the
a
city
bit.
is more aligned with getting results done, and they don't care how you get there, rather than how you appear.
Indeed, it's about
Their
money.
sanctum has been attempted to break in, thus they feel people, it looks like many think they are now weak and ripe for taking over, and that is what we need to fix.
Well, we could lean into
Because no one would even attempt that years ago. No one would even think of it. Now they are.
Boo Boo's right. If you have money and power, you have influence in the city, and people generally don't care as much what you do as long as you are helping them get rich.
The political saying they'll only do the right thing for the
To a
wrong
degree,
reason.
of course. As long as you're not seen destroying others intentionally.
As long as you're not impeding others' ability to make money.
Exactly.
I think we can get information out of people.
But anyway, I will leave you to your deliberations.
Is there a particular one that would carry a lot of weight if we could sway them?
I know that there's a few that could possibly be useful to try. The Slavers Guild and the Money Changers Guild tend to have very strong relationships with the merchants. The Weavers Guild tends to stick to themselves. Bazan is a very particular man, and he doesn't really care what people think. The Potter's Guild tends to vote in favor of the Merchants Guild, but not always. I'm not sure if there may be some opportunities there. The Smiths tend to be the weakest, but any information we can get there could prove useful. And the Jewelers also tend to do their own thing, but they also, again, are very tied to the Merchants Guild and Zujiri distribution. I would say one of your stronger opportunities might be the Livery Guild. They depend a lot on Zujiri distribution as well, but their
vote's always in the majority, right? So if everyone perceives them voting in your favor, everyone might follow suit in a way, because they always vote for the majority, essentially. Or
not
most of the
necessarily. It's more... They currently have someone who's politically weak. Flynn Boole is slightly weak. So there may be some opportunities to gather information. So, I don't know. But that's the information I can provide at the moment. If you have further questions, I will try and attend to you each evening. And if I can, I'll come in the mornings as well before you go about your deliberations and scheming.
Weren't we trying to maintain our distance?
I can hide myself.
Can you recommend a good tailor? I'm going to need one.
A very good one.
I
You'd be surprised.
can, and she directs you to several that you could go to.
No, Devin, you need to give us exact names.
Names! No, just
Backstory, how many children do they have? Favorite food? Their favorite cup?
John Smith Taylor.
But I will leave you to your deliberations, and I will see you this evening, luck permitting. And she changes back into her human self and leaves. And that's where we'll end the session. Thanks for listening.
If you like listening to Rofer, check us out on Facebook and Instagram, where all the head cases post all their adventures and stuff that they write all the time. We'd love to hear from you. Also, check out our merch store at rofer.com. .com.